What size shoe do you wear? I myself wear a size 14, and the majority of the men in my circle of friends wear a size 13 or bigger. I assumed that the average shoe size was increasing generationally. However, according to footwearnews.com, there's a shoe and orthotics company called Atrex that has digitally scanned over 50 million feet in its efforts to create better fitting footwear. A side effect of their research gives us definitive proof of the average man's shoe size, a measly little 10, little bitty size 10. I often have trouble finding shoes that fit, and ever since I was a teenager, I assumed that shoe store employees were using an outdated model to stock their shelves, filling them primarily with smaller sizes. They're almost always out of stock of size 14s. So when sourcing shoes for my eBay shop, I gravitated towards larger sizes, suspecting that buyers who have feet as big as mine might head over to eBay when they couldn't find shoes that fit at their local shoe carnival or Foot Locker or whatever. Again, it seems like I was probably wrong. I bought this lot of size 14s at a yard sale last August. I was assuming they would sell quickly. It's March now, and they just sold today. I only paid $13 for this whole lot, and I sold them for just about $80. The lesson: in the world of reselling, just as in the world at large, exceptional isn't always better, but average usually is. Okay, so here's these shoes. It's 5 pairs of shoes. They're all size 15, even bigger than mine. So I got these, like I said, at a yard sale. I think they were selling them for $3 a piece, and I had picked out the 4 pairs that I wanted, and as I was walking away, the owner of the sale came running out and said, wait, there's another pair, and told me to take the 5th pair for free. So altogether, I paid $13 for these. I had them listed for, I don't know if it's been 6 months, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. They finally sold. I did get quite a few hits on that listing, and I sent out some offers as low as $65, maybe $70. But they finally sold today. The full asking price, I think, is $81. So let's get these boxed up, and then we'll get on with the rest of our orders for today. There's 6 total, so we'll box up these shoes and then 5 more sales. It's a pretty good day for me. I'm happy with the amount of sales I had, and it's only just about 8 o'clock now. We're going to hear an alarm at 8 o'clock from my phone. I usually have this alarm to tell me it's time to pack up the night's sales. I'm going to turn the volume off on this phone now so we don't get interrupted by too many notifications, but we probably will hear that alarm in 4 minutes. Okay. So I think total before shipping, we've got about $170 worth of sales. Or maybe it was more. I can't remember for sure. Yeah, $219 in sales before shipping. So after we pick these up, we're probably going to be around $150, $160 for today. I'll go through all of the amounts and including the shipping, and we'll see exactly how much we made on each of these items today, and then we'll get a total for the whole day. Of course, as I was saying, it's just barely 8 o'clock, and I always offer next day shipping, and according to eBay's policies, it's midnight in San Francisco area, wherever they are, the East Coast, the West Coast, I mean. So midnight there is about 2 a.m. here, so anything that sells by 2 a.m. counts towards today's sales. I'm usually shooting for $100 profit each day, at least. Anything more than that is great. And maybe as time goes on, I can raise that target. But right now, I feel pretty good if I can make $100 a day. These shoes got me pretty close to that just on their own at $80. I have these weird boxes that only have a flap on the top, and the bottom has no flap. It's put together in a different way. So I'm going to tape it up pretty well, so I don't really trust this box that much. I don't typically do this kind of taping on the edges, on the flaps on the corners, but I do it enough that I have to mention it over and over again. But right now we want this box to be pretty secure. Okay, I think this is going to be fine. Okay, I'm going to write on here what's in it. Be hard to forget, but I'm going to write on here what's in it. Shoes, and then we'll get a weight. This box, pretty heavy, 10 pounds, 9 ounces. And the dimensions are 20 by 14 by 8. 20 by 14 by 8. Then I always write the buyer's initials on the package so that I can match up the labels when it comes time to print the labels. In this case, that's going to be a RJ. So I might as well do this now. I know there's a couple of labels on here that will cause trouble if I don't cover them, so I'm just going to get a couple of blank labels out here and cover these up. There's them. There's my alarm. Just cover these. We don't need to cause any trouble with the post office. They have enough trouble on their own. Okay, this box is ready to go. Now we're gonna go and pick all of the rest of today's orders. I'm gonna grab this little basket just in case I need it. Which I probably won't, but maybe. Okay, let's start at the top. LR5C, that's in the living room here. Let's get the lights turned on. LR5C is right here. I think it's these. Is it 3 books? Yes. 3 books. Next, LR6C, which should be right here. Oh. Is it going to be in this box? This is something I sold before and shipped, and it came back. So I think it's in this box. Just put that here. So that one should be pretty easy. It's already pretty much packaged up and ready to go since it's been sold one time before and returned. Okay, there's the shoes. W4A and W3A. These are my box numbers I'm saying. W5, W4A. And in here should be some flash cubes. Well, W4A. Start taking stuff out until we find what we're looking for. And it's certainly possible they're not in here, and I'll have to go on a mad dash trying to find these things. I'm going to get rid of this. I know this was removed from eBay for a recall situation, so that's just taking up space. It doesn't need to. I think I see being, is it going to be in this envelope? No. Okay, I think I have an inventory snafu here, so I'm going to have to come back to this one after we find the next couple of things. Maybe I'm not even in the right box. Let's check again. W4A, that should be in there. In the meantime, let's see what's in W3A. That's the next item on our list. This is right here. All right, we'll get these things packed and ready to go, and then we'll go on a scavenger hunt trying to find that other item. Okay. So this is a diffuser of some kind, a essential oils diffuser. I bought, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 of these in different model numbers. Some of them were shaped like animals. There was a whale and I don't know if it was a turtle. I can't remember. Anyway, they're from a company called doTERRA, I guess you would say it. Not sure. doTERRA. I thought they were all brand new. I got them from the Goodwill. I thought they were all brand new. I listed them all as brand new. The buyer received this one and said it looks like there's evidence that maybe it had been used. I couldn't really tell that, but what could I say? What could I say? I offer free returns for any reason, so I took these back and then I relisted it as pre-owned, pre-used. And then I sold that today I purchased it for $10.08 and I sold it for $36. So that return, I probably sold it the first time for more like $50 or $60 after having listed it as used. Had to take a lower amount for it. 3.6 pounds. I wouldn't normally buy something for $10 that I was only going to sell for $45, $35. But in the end, I'll make a little bit of money on this. Oh, by 9x7. And it's going to who? KW. Next we'll do these books. I got an incredible amount of Italian language books, and I sold most of them in lots. These ones were all from the same author. They're Barbara Cartland. I think these Italian companies would purchase the rights for American books by American authors, and then they would publish them in Italy and have them translated into Italian. I think a piece of cardboard like this will do, and then we'll put these in an envelope. Maybe like this, maybe like this. Yeah, this will be fine. Good. So I'll just put these in a bubble mailer. But I do like to have that little bit of extra cardboard to protect them a little more in shipping. This should be good. I am hoping for a couple more sales. It would be good to have a couple of big days. So far this month, I mean, it's only March 3rd, and we've had pretty good sales for the start of March. But the more the better. So I'm hoping for, if I can get 2 more sales before morning, I'll pack them up and send them out with these. And then hopefully that'll put us over $200 total for the month so far, which for only 3 days is pretty good. For me, that's good. And then I would hope to keep that kind of number on track for the whole month. I was getting a little anxious in February. There were a couple of days with very minimal sales, and I thought, is this the end? After only 2 days, I only sold. There were 2 days where I sold one item for like $6 profit, and then 2 items the next day for maybe $20 total. And I thought, this is not going well, when most days I'm getting $150 or $180 worth of sales. But things picked back up again for the end of February. And I'm hoping that trend continues through March and through the entire year, really. Okay, these are books. They weigh only 13 ounces. Lighter than I would have thought. 11 by 6 by maybe 2 or 3. 2. And they're going to be shipped to a buyer with the initials GM. The other lots that I sold all went to the same buyer, and I was suspecting maybe that same person bought these as well, but the first buyer was in California. This one is in New York. Okay, what's next? Next is this set of digital calipers. I don't think this is a very strong brand. Some of these kind of calipers sell for hundreds of dollars. These ones were only worth about 20. What did I sell it for? $22. I paid $4 for them. So they sold pretty quickly. I think I bought them at the middle of January. This is March now, so just less than 2 months anyway. Do I want to put them? I want to put them in a box. What box will they fit in? Let's see what we've got. These are all too big. Those are all too big. I think I'll use one of these. I apologize, you can't see what I'm doing here. It's too dark, but it'll only take a second. I'm grabbing a box here. These are some pretty good boxes. I have quite a few of them, and I hope to get even more. This is slightly bigger than is necessary for this set of calipers, but we'll pack it up with paper and it'll be fine. These boxes are a little different than the ones I typically use. I'm not sure if I have a great way of sealing them, taping them up, but so far so good. I have shipped out quite a few things in them, and this is what I've been doing. There were some accessories with those calipers that that were not included. I didn't get them with that deal, so that probably lowered the price by $10 or $12. Maybe these calipers would be worth, I don't know, maybe they're worth $40. I'm not sure. I'm happy with what I got for them. Okay, calipers, all right, on the box. The weight is 1 pound 4. Since I use these so much, I have these dummy boxes here with the measurements on them, so I don't have to measure each time. And these are going to be shipped to TDB. Okay, the one package that we're missing, I have one place I suspect it might be, and if it's not there, I'm going to shut off the camera and go on Yeah, who knows how long it will take to find them. I have a lot of boxes I'll have to look through. But I'm going to check here first because this is where I hope they are. 4A. And they are not here. Okay, I'm going to cut the camera and then I'm going to search around until I find these, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Here we are. I found these flash cubes. They were just in the box right next door. So I wrote in my custom SKU field W4A, and they were actually in W4B right there. So let's get these packaged up, and then we'll print some labels and we'll call it a night. What box do I want for these? Should we use one of these again? Yeah. Let's try one of these. Again, sorry for the darkness. We won't be here long. Okay, this is the same type of a box, but just a little bit smaller, which I think will be more appropriate for these flash cubes. If not, we'll move up to the larger box. I don't know if people use flash cubes these days, or if they just buy them for, I mean, it could be a movie prop, it could be just for fun. In any event, I lost my phone. Well, I set my phone down somewhere while I was ransacking through these boxes trying to find those cubes. Here it is. These came from an estate sale, and well, I paid $4 for these. That seems pretty high. Surprised I would have paid that much for something like this, but they did sell for $36 plus shipping. So that's not too far outside of my range. Usually if I'm paying under $10 for an item, I want to make 10 times as much as I spent on it. So for something I bought for $4, I would want to sell it for $40. So I'm pretty close to that, 36. How long did we have them? These were purchased, well, not quite a year ago, but getting close to a year. They were bought on 3/15, and today is 3/03 of the next year, obviously. Okay, we'll write on here. Let's write FC for flash cubes. Do you know what a flash cube is? It goes on an old camera. Not even really that old. Maybe they probably used them up into the 90s. 10 by 7 by 3. And going to the buyer, TG in Tennessee. That's done. This is gonna be done. Okay, let's put these boxes in order so we don't screw anything up. Books. doTERRA. Shoes. Oh, shoes. Those are kind of heavy. Flash cubes and calipers. Okay, let's print some labels. As I calculate the label cost, I'm going to just put that shipping amount directly into my spreadsheet, and I'll tell you exactly the value of each one of these items, the net income that we're going to receive from them. Okay, these books are 13 ounces, 11 by 6 by 2. And medium mail, $4.63. That's the cheapest option here. We'll put it right in, and those books earned us $18.03. The next is the doTERRA, which is 3 pounds, 6 ounces, 12 by 9 by 7. And that is going to cost $9.27 to mail to Houston, Texas. So in the end, we still made $29.04 after that was purchased once and returned and then resold. So not too bad. Okay, shoes are 10 pounds, 9 ounces. 10 pounds, 9 ounces. And it's $20 whoops, 20 by 14 by 8. So this might end up being cheaper to go UPS or FedEx. Right now, UPS ground advantage is $15. FedEx ground's $13.91, and UPS ground. It's more convenient for me to drop things off at FedEx, and that's what I'm going to do. So $13.91 on those shoes, which means our total profit on them after shipping, after eBay fees, after everything is $58.08. Okay, flash cubes are 15 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3, $6.07. That is going to Tennessee. Oh, we do have one more item I forgot about. So we'll get these all done and then we'll go back to that. So flash cubes, $28.03, not bad. So we had the digital calipers, those shipping on that was $7.67, and that earned us $14.15 total. And there was one more sale that I forgot to pull, so we'll grab that right now, get that boxed up and ready to go with the rest of these. And it's right down here. It's a dirty bag, a DeWalt bag that has a reciprocating saw in it. I got this kind of as a throw-in on a deal I was making on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Not sure, I can't remember which, but somebody had a tool listed that I knew was worth maybe $400 to $600. They had it listed for $110, I think. They also had some things on their it must have been Facebook. They also had some things listed that they were giving away for free. That was a BMW car stereo system, and I thought, if I'm going to get that for free, then I might as well buy this $110 item as well. As I was on the way to pick it up, he said, for $135, I'll throw in some other DeWalt tool. And I said, fine. I'm already going to be making out like a bandit on this deal. So I didn't know if this was going to even be worth purchasing. I didn't even really know what it was until I got there, and he just gave it to me for an extra $25. So I put it in I accounted for it as $25 cost of goods, but really that's just a bunch of tools that all kind of got divided up by a total of $135. So I said $25 cost of good, and I sold it for $54 today. So we might not make very much money on this. We'll see. I'm going to get it packed up right now. All right, what boxes do we have? This one right here. This one will work perfect. Trying to decide if I want to lower it with the resizing tool, but I think I'm just gonna put a little paper around it, back it up. See, this is a heavy duty saw. I don't think there's not going to be much possibility for it to get damaged in shipping. But we'll see. No. I thought I might use those empty rolls from these paper to fill with some of the void here, but I don't think it's too long anyway, but they're relatively heavy, so I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I don't know what this says, 1 unit. This has a lot of labels on it right now, so I'm going to have to cover up almost the whole top. And it is pretty heavy, so I probably will go around this box a few times with tape to try to keep this as stable as possible. I don't know where this box came from. It looks pretty shady. I don't usually use ones that look this grungy, but it seems like it's just about the perfect size. There's some sort of a tear here, so I'm going to cover this up with a few strips of tape going this way. Then I'm going to cover this whole top with blank labels. UPS ground. Sometimes these UPS labels are bigger than the USPS ones, and I need multiple blanks to fill them, to cover them. I'm going to write on here DeWalt. We'll go back to the scale. This scale, 10 pounds 10 ounces. The dimensions are 16 by 12 by 8. 12, 8. And it will be going to FG. This is all the way in Nevada. When I put the shipping information in the eBay listing, I accidentally I put the weight correctly, but the dimensions were way too small. I think I only put 1 by 1 by 1 for some reason. So this buyer only paid about $8 to ship this. I think it's probably going to cost more, like 14 or 15. We'll put it right into the label purchasing tool, and we'll find out. So 10 by 10. So that's a little bit less than I estimated. Then you probably can't see this, but it says 1 by 1 by 1, 16 by 12 by 8. So the actual price is, well, I have something wrong. Oh, I put 116 by 12 by 8, so that's way off. Ground Advantage, this is going to be $15.83. Let me check. If I'm going to FedEx anyway, no, it's more expensive. 10 pounds, 10 ounces. So $15.83, the buyer paid $8.79. And I already wasn't really making too much money on this. So we'll see where we're at, but this is going to be a disappointment. So we're not losing money. We're going to make $13.86 on that. So probably could have made a little more, but that's okay. So far for the day, we've made $161.19 total. That makes so far in March, the first 3 days of March, an average per day of $163.42 and an average sale of $28.84. So we're doing okay. I like when this average per sale is over 30, but 28 is pretty close. Hopefully we'll keep it there. And then it's not unlikely we get a couple more sales tonight, and then that shoots our average up even more. So let's buy these labels, put them on these boxes, and end this show. Confirm and pay. $57 in shipping today. Okay, eBay, hurry up. Okay, we got it. Print labels. Now we gotta wait for this PDF to open, which takes about 2 seconds longer than you want it to. And then we'll print these labels. So here they come. Once you've been selling on eBay enough to afford one of those label printers, I recommend them. This is a cheap one, and it does fine. I think it was only, I think I got it off of, I might have bought it on eBay. I either bought it on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace, and I think I spent $50 for it. So some of the different brand name ones are upwards of $200. I think they're probably made in the same factory. And I think this one is probably just as good as one of the more expensive ones. So spend $50 when you can afford it. This is going to FedEx. I gotta put that where I can remember to take it. KW. Thank you, KW. And thank you to GM. Okay. Stack these up neatly and get them ready to go. Most of these are going to go out on the porch. I'll put in a request with the carrier to pick them up tomorrow. And then I'll drop that FedEx one off on my way to work in the morning. So hopefully we have another good selling day tomorrow, and we'll be ready to come back and make another video of packing orders. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.